I do actually, yeah, yeah.
Good. You can try my ginger truffles.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
I shouldn't. I can't help myself. I started getting into loads of little altcoins and thought,
Yeah.
like,
Well, you've done well with Cardano, haven't you,
yeah,
eh?
I've done all of
That's
that.
going places. I was reading an article
Yeah.
yesterday and I can't remember why it's going places, but that is my conclusion after reading it. I forget everything like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, I'm the same. I do like
Terrible,
somebody
really.
reckons $8 by the end of the year. $50
Aren't they
5
doing
years.
something with, what's it called, DeFi or DiFi or...
Yeah, apparently, but the technology, from what I've been reading, the technology is still behind other coins like Solana and stuff like that. So it's going places, but there's question marks why. Like even Ethereum is behind some of these other coins, but Ethereum's like catching up to where some already are,
Yeah,
which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, some little ones like what did I buy?
This is lovely, these chocolate truffles. What do? You just melt some chocolate and then
Dark
mix
chocolate
it
and coconut milk.
and coconut milk and ginger.
Yeah, I use.
Well, how'd you get the ginger in there?
Sliced ginger.
Sliced ginger? Fresh sliced ginger?
No, you
No?
can buy it like candied ginger. You know, the
I know.
crystallized
Yes.
pieces, chopped into pieces, so you get the little.
That's a winner, that is. You're going to sell that?
I used to sell them all last year. I just haven't made them yet. So they were on the menu. People would order them after their dinner.
Yeah.
I haven't made them for ages, and then somebody the other day said, "Will you make me some truffles?" I was like, "Okay." I do different flavors like sea salt, orange, mint. It's really good as well.
You got that soup I was telling you about yet?
Not yet. That might be the menu change for next year.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Crypto keeps doubling up. Makes it hard to work, doesn't it? I make nothing doing this job, and then that'll make me 30 grand in a day. It's insane.
Do you like having something to do or not?
I'm far too young to retire.
Yeah. That's it, see.
But I'm also Gemini, and I'm one of these people that when you achieve something, you want to move to the next thing. Like, okay, medication, no, nothing about coaching. Create something that people love.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
It's not a good mindset, really, to be in, but...
See, I'm very, very good at doing absolutely nothing.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You can pass time just chilling.
Well,
Sit and relax and feel good.
I'm professional at it.
God, I wish I could.
You see, when I first came to Malta, what's that, over 20 years, 21 years now, it was party central, you know. But of course, you know, end of my 30s, was it? Yeah, no, wait a minute. 21 years ago, I'm 59, so that's, yeah, so 38, isn't it?
Yeah.
38, yeah, because my daughter was 2, I think. That's right. So, you know, it's party central, you know. But I tell you what, did that for 5 or 6 years, wears off after a while. Do you know what? I had a funny phone call yesterday. He said, do you know who this is? I went, no. The voice sounds a bit familiar. And it only turns out it was Harry that used to have Terry Berry, long before it was Terry Berry.
Yeah, I heard about
it was
this
called
guy.
The Admiral. Lovely guy.
Maltese guy?
Well, I think he's half English and half Maltese. He might be all Maltese. I'm not sure. So, how you been? And we were reminiscing.
Yeah.
And apparently he closed down in 2004. Yeah, and we used to phone him up sometimes.
He was the one that had it as a restaurant.
That's
or a
right.
bar.
No,
It was a
restaurant. Yeah, restaurant. And we used to phone him up because he only used to open Tuesday to Saturday, I think it was.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'd phone him up and say, Harry, fancy some chicken wings and a bottle of Moe. Can you open the door for us? He said, yeah, give me 10 minutes, I'll come down. So we always made it worth his while to open up. And and you never guess what he's doing.
What?
He phoned me up because of my driving licence. He's at Transport Malta. Yeah.
Blood. How old is he now then?
He can't be much younger than me. I'd say he's early 50s.
So he just wants to be busy. Like, keep busy.
I don't quite know. He said, I might get back into the restaurant game because this is boring me. He said he's been there 5 years or something. But yeah, he phoned me up because they said I had to do my licence renewal, and I never bothered because I've got a UK one as well. And in the back in the day, to get a Maltese one, you had to swap your
Yeah.
UK licence, and they still got that on file. But they never sent me a renewal. Well, I mean, we haven't moved for
Is that why he
14
was contacting
years.
you for work?
That's why he was contacting me. He said, and not only that, to make matters worse, John, we got you can have your licence as is, but you've got to go for medical. I said, why? He said, well, you've got some categories on your licence in Malta. I said, I remember that, yeah. When I did the swap, though, I thought I took them off. He said, oh, are you happy to renounce them? I said, yeah. He said, oh, I'll get the licence in the post to you today.
Oh, can you ask him about mine? I switched over to an Maltese when I did the form.
Yeah.
But it could take a long time. This was my
Do you want me to phone him up? No?
Ah, I'm sure it'll come eventually.
Okay. How long has it been? March? No, it's got lost. Mm. You know it's August now, don't you?
Maltese time.
No, look, they were really fast. They were really fast on mine.
Because I still drive without a valid license because my UK had expired. So I switched
Right.
over to the Maltese.
I just got a new UK. I did it online from here.
Yeah, bugger.
I'll phone him up if you like.
No,
No?
eternal optimism.
Okay.
No, I felt a bit lost the last few days because when crypto starts going like crazy,
Yeah.
it starts making you think, you know, especially doing a job where you're not earning any money. It's like, why am I doing this? And I've always told you this, I don't do this for money. I do enjoy creating something that people like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the more it goes on, the harder it is to be in a hot kitchen and cook food.
Yeah, and of course you haven't got AC. Do you know what I'd do? You know, 'cause money's not important to you in this place, right? Put some bloody great big air conditioning units in there so that you can at least be a little bit chilled. I tell you what, I couldn't work in there. You know, I couldn't do it. My office, we have Claudia's office is basically the top floor of the house. We've got a three level house, right? So her office is half of the top floor, and the other half is the terrace at the top. That's the top floor, right? My office is right down the end of the garden. Well, not a huge garden, but I'm right down the end.
The shed thing you did.
Well, no, it was a converted. Used to be used for the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it converted it into an office, and it's really good. And I have an air conditioning unit in there, and it blasts it out, and I need it. Morning. You okay?
Huh?
You all right?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, very well, very
Lovely
well.
walk, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Jesus.
Jesus.
I'm gonna go advance towards my shower.
All right. See you later.
See ya.
No, I was thinking the same, you know, take some money and, you know, I've been driving my little Fiat Punto and
Ah, that's the next thing. Get a nice car with decent AC.
So I've been parking with the window stuck down. Like,
Oh no.
And I'm going, Laura, why don't you just go and take a few grand to buy a normal car, you know? But then
We'll get a new car soon. Don't know quite what to get there though.
I just hate wasting money for the sake of it. I wish I
Yeah.
could think of a way to make it work. I mean, it's working for itself now, but a way that helps other people. Like,
Yeah.
there's a thing I've heard of called a blue room,
Yeah.
which is like for light technology, some kind of light technology that helps healing the body.
Oh yeah.
Like different models like that. You buy that system, have it delivered free to space, and you know sell sessions. Imagine something like that where you're not, you know, busting your ass in the kitchen all the time.
Well, I go to a chiropractor actually, and eh?
Actually,
Well, a lady actually from New York, of all places.
does she? She's like,
Yeah, she does. Yeah, does a pretty good job. Yeah, no, like, and Claudia's saying to me that you know I need to go for more physio, you know, with her and the massage person, you know, and she reckons it'll get sorted out. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to see the specialist next week. See what he says.
because they can scare you, specialists, especially when they know surgery is an option and they're not that into other methods of healing.
Yeah.
That's
But I mean, the good thing is, I went private for the MRI. When Claudia phoned up to make the appointment, they said, it's 2 body parts, so it's €762. So, okay. And then last night when we came down, they said, oh yeah, it's 2 body parts that have to be connected. I said, well, what do you mean? All body parts are connected, aren't they? I mean, my toes connected to my nose, but I mean, you know, and what's your definition? They said, no, like if you're doing 2 bits of the arm or something. I said, well, we were doing a bit of the arm and a bit of the neck. It's not far, is it? So he said, no, we've got to charge you 2 lots of 562. I said, no. It's not how it works. You quoted me 762 on the phone. Check your recordings, check the tape, because they record podcasts. Yeah, and but I'll have to pay it, you know, if you don't pay it, because I can't charge you that, because, you know, it's my job. I said, darling, darling, nowhere on this planet will you have to pay back a shortage due to an error by somebody else. Yeah, so then they had to phone the manager and the supervisor. Oh my good God. Anyway, got there in the end. I paid 762. Still enough, isn't it, eh?
It's a lot. Yeah, I had a few in London when I had knee pain, joint pain, hand pain, whatever.
Mm.
Like MRI after MRI. But luckily at that time I had insurance to work and I couldn't get that.
Yeah.
Still a fair.
I used to go to the Portland Clinic, Great Portland Street. Bloody good place that is.
My last one was the Shard. You ever been on that?
Oh yeah. Love the Shard.
Yeah, it was good, really good. I had surgery on my finger and that. I had a tumour in that finger.
Yeah.
They just lifted the
I was there for the opening event of the Shangri-La.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm a member of their Gold Circle or something. Because I used to stay in all. That was the first. That was the first Shangri-La in Europe. Yeah, because I used to stay at all the Shangri-Las in Indonesia. My favourite was actually in Manila, because they had a great nightclub called Bats Bar in the basement, and I used to stay at the Shangri-La, and I'd always get they'd give me an amazing rate, because they thought I was a travel agent. Because when I used to travel quite a lot, I had travel agent cards showing travel agent, an address in London, phone numbers that worked, a website that was half decent, and I said, I'm doing a review on Asian hotels. And,
You were just bluffing it?
oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, and they would give me, and they always gave me, every time I said, I'm coming back for the annual review, can you do something for me? And they'd let me stay in a suite for something like 10%, 20% of the price.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I'd be there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know,
Love
phenomenal.
Have you ever spent time in Singapore?
Mm.
Do you remember the nightclubs there? Nightclub, Dusty Dawn.
4 floors of whores.
Yes.
Used to more often than not, we tried to stay at Raffles, but it was normally full up. We used to stay at various places there. Couldn't get into Raffles most of the
Yeah,
time.
how are you today?
Very good, thank you. How
Looking
you
nice
doing?
in yellow and sunny. Yeah, I stayed in Raffles as well. Oh no, Swiss Hotel, Stanford, opposite.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
All around.
Yeah.
NFT.
I should do, but I don't really.
No,
No, I'm not. No.
Well, your team's not gonna go into.
I don't know.
Not sure.
I mean, NFT. No, I know what it stands for. Non-fungible tokens. Is that right? This is right.
I
Isn't it?
was just saying, you broke it down well actually. It's
Yeah.
about the ownership of an artwork, digital artwork.
Yeah.
But I'm in a couple of them. But
When you say you're in them, what do you mean?
I bought,
Like a stake in a company
yeah.
that actually
exactly
then
right.
sell the NFT?
Totally right. And that one that's coming out is called Changing. I'm really interested in that because it's backed by Ether and Ada. And the whole setup is really interesting. And the date it launches, as soon as I get the date, it's going to be streamed. There's no information about when it's coming out.
And what is it? It's a platform that allows you to
This one's
sell
with
NFT.
music. It's back on music artists.
Ownership using NFTs makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
I think
It's like doing something that was done a different way.
Yeah.
basically you just
Blockchain.
repaint it. I've got a famous artist that he was one of the famous he's got one of the ball that sold for like $1 million. Really famous artist.
Yeah, sometimes I think I'm going to get smarter with crypto. Like holding long term is fun. But
Yeah,
some of
that's
these
one
coins
thing,
are
but there
like,
has to be something else. Yeah.
Mm.
catch those moments.
Yeah, yeah.
Not quite gonna get it out right now. But there's definitely more to know now. When the industry is booming, just tap into it.
I mean, you could put a property as an NFT, couldn't you? You know, a real physical
We were talking
property.
about this last year, do you
Yeah.
remember? I was saying to you about like blockchain projects and buying
Yeah, they're
a house.
trying to
How
do
long
that,
does it take
though.
to buy a bloody house?
They're trying to change.
Yeah, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
it
can
is,
buy
yeah.
a car
Yeah,
and knock
yeah.
somebody down the street and the car could cost 300,000. You can't buy a 120,000 property without jumping through.
My house in France is owned by a company that's incorporated in Cayman Islands, and so when I die, the company will just get put across. They're already shareholders to John and Joseph, the children, so they won't have to pay capital gains tax because the ownership won't change the Well, they already. I mean, they're only shareholders at the moment, but they will become owners. Company owns theirs.
And then a shareholder.
It's the best way to buy a property. It's the way that people far wealthier than I, buy property. They don't sell properties. They buy and sell companies which own the properties. And really, that's only one small step then to make that put that onto an NFT. Put your house.
Any company buy property, you'll bet you buy it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, any company.
So if I was going to buy
As long as
a
it's
house
in
now,
the
I'd buy it as a
mem and arts,
company
you know.
asset.
Yeah, you should, because I mean, in Malta, you can do it quite easily. The only drawback with Malta is that the incorporation of companies here, unless you do it yourself, it's quite an expensive process, But the good thing about Malta is that they're very, very relaxed about striking companies off if you don't file your returns. I know companies that haven't filed returns for over 10 years. Because what they're hopeful about, I know what they're doing. What they're hopeful about is they hope that one day they will get the director that has the company and then say to them, right, you haven't filed returns for the last 10 years, so there's this fine, and also you've got to pay all the costs for all the returns, and can you give us 10 grand, please? That's but it takes time and money to strike on companies unless it's done by the person concerned that owns the company.
It's quite interesting. So all this change with crypto and stuff is messing with my head. Adam was just saying I'm a bit crazy as well, the way I'm a bit reckless. But yesterday I was saying, I need something to change. I'm frustrated. I want to get back into the gym. I want to start working out like I used to.
Which gym did you go to?
In London, the last
Oh,
time
in
I went
London,
to
yeah.
was Meridian Fitness in Greenwich.
Nah, I don't know.
Between two. But anyway, because I like weightlifting and feeling strong, not to be big, just to be strong.
Yeah.
And I'm, being the mind that I am, I'm like, maybe I should just start
Buy a
the gym.
gym.
find
I
the
don't know.
commercial premises. Open a gym around here, there's no gym, and I'm like, why am I thinking like this? Go to the gym, just go to the gym. Why do I have to make the gym to go to the gym? It's like everything I want to do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's hard physically. Before I actually do it.
I think the gym will probably bring in more money as well.
That's what I was thinking. There's no commercial property around here. That
That
I
would
think.
allow you to do
But
it.
here would be perfect because there's nothing.
What about that hotel at the end where that guy's got a little showroom at the bottom?
Oh, yeah,
selling all
at the
the stuff
bottom.
from
That's
Oh, what used to be the hotel, the white building with the red sign?
Yeah, that's
Is that not got a gym in it? No.
The other place you could do it is at the very top of, and you keep driving straight, and you